All right. Producer says I start. So, hello, my friends. Welcome back to Kayjo Farms. And today, do you know why your goats always look funny, as if they are in a vampire movie during the rainy season? That's what we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss what you're supposed to do in the rainy season and what you're supposed to have in the rainy season. So, let's prepare ourselves and we shall see you when we come back. So you've been watching that video when the goats were entering inside the containing area where we spray from and also where we contain our goats from. So what we are going to do, why we are putting them in the containing area, is because we want to spray them. No, not spray them, we want to deworm them. Yeah, so as you know, this is the onset of the rainy season. If you are in Uganda at this period, you know this is the period we are entering into the rainy season. Yeah, we're entering into the rainy season. So that's why we are doing deworming. So the first thing that you're supposed to do, or one of the things you're supposed to do, is deworming on your goat farm. So here, deworming, we are going to use what we call ivermectin plus. Ivermectin plus, it's an injectable dewormer. Yeah, it's an injectable dewormer. It's supposed to be done under the skin, not inside the muscle. You know, vets use things like intramuscular. Intramuscular is inside the muscle. Then over, is it subcutaneous? Substantious? I don't know. But it's around there, but it means under the skin. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to deworm them under the skin. Why? Now, let me explain it this way. You know, I always tell you people in my previous videos to always clear your exercising area. Now, the exercising area is this part you're seeing here behind me. It's the area apart from the goat house. So that part where they rest and so forth. So I always advise you to clean and clear it. Don't let any grass grow in that area, even around around the surroundings or the boundaries. Why? Because when grass grows in this area where I'm standing, and in the morning there is dew, there is water in this grass. Now that one becomes a real good place for the homeless worms. For the homeless worms. That's where they will come and lay their eggs. So when they lay their eggs and our goats start eating that grass, then they get worms. So you find that you have more worms than you expected. That's why you have to clear this area because of that water. So rainy season is like that. Rainy season comes with fresh grass. Rainy season comes with fresh water in the grasses, or the moisture. Too much moisture in the grasses. So mostly for those who do free grazing, free range. Yeah, so you take your animals to these fields, and these fields are full of green grass, which is nice, and they are full of moisture. So this one becomes a very good place and habitat for worms. So worms are always in these places when it comes to rainy season. So because we want to avoid these worms, then we have to deworm. So most of us, or most farmers, deworm on the onset, some deworm in the middle, and on the offset of this season. So that's why we are going to deworm our goats. So make sure you deworm your goats because we are heading into a season full of worms. You understand? We are heading into a season full of worms. So you have to deworm your goats. That's why we are going to deworm our goats. Remember, we are going to use ivermectin. Others can use oral dewormers such as Liverfast, Albafast. You have to be very critical on albafast, mostly when your goats are pregnant, because it may cause abortion. So you can use Liverfast, you can use ivermectin plus, and so forth. So right now, if you don't know what are the drugs to use, if you don't know how to deworm, please contact your vet. That one is a disclaimer. Please contact your vet so that they can advise you. So one of the things that we have to do in goat farming during the rainy season is deworming. Then the next thing is how can I say, stocking of drugs. Yeah, this one is very important because farmers, you have to know the drugs that you have to have on your farm. At least have some drugs on your farm or on this rainy season, especially those people who have farms far away far away from the town, you find that your vet is far away from your place. So make sure you have some drugs. If you don't know the drugs that you're supposed to have, I'm going to put in my description. In my description, I'm going to put there a link where you can watch one of my videos explaining the different drugs that you're supposed to have on your goat farm. Because rainy seasons, we always expect things like diarrhea. Because of too much water, because of worms and so forth, we expect a lot of diarrhea in our goats and also in our kids. And especially in our kids, if you do not treat this diarrhea, it will kill your kids, in just 3 days. So make sure you have drugs that stop diarrhea. These drugs have to be sulfate drugs, I mean with the ones that have sulfur, such as gentamicin, such as oxy 10%, 20%, such as intradyne, dyne things. But you have to ask your vets so that they can explain to you more. So that if you're a beginner and you have no experience in these things, please ask your vets and they will tell you the drugs that you're supposed to have on your goat farm. Because when you have these drugs, they will prevent a lot of diseases such as foot rot, because now the grounds are soft and they are watery. And if you have foot rot, it will, if you're not treated, it may even kill your goat or affect your goat walking. So foot rot, you should have things like antibiotics like pen and strep. You should have wound spray and so forth. So make sure you have some drugs on your goat farm so that you can handle these diseases that come on our goat farm during the rainy season. So first I talked about deworming, then I've talked about drugs that you're supposed to have. Then also I'm talking about supplementary drugs. The third one is supplementary feeds. Now this is very important. You see, on my goat farm right now we have silage. So in the morning it has been raining. As you can see, the ground is, I don't know if you can see, the ground is kind of soggy and so forth, but we have some sun that has come up. So in the morning, because we can't take them out because of too much moisture, we supply them with silage. We supplement them with silage. Then after that we are going to be giving them, we are taking them out. So in the morning we are giving them silage. After lunch, 3 p.m. when it has kind of dried, then that's when you take them out to go and have some feed. So if you can do silage, most of the people who, this one I'm explaining, this is preparation. So this one is, you have to prepare before the rainy season. So make sure you have some silage. You can have some hay, some dry grass, because it's very important. This is if you're prepared before. Hay, silage and so forth. But if it has knocked you, if this rainy season has knocked you and you've knocked the wall and you've found that you don't have these things, you can get things like mineral blocks. We have mineral blocks that we have brought here. You can have mineral blocks which have other nutrients that the goats need. You know, mostly when they go out they have carbohydrates. So when they come here and you give them these mineral blocks, you understand, they will have other nutrients like proteins and so forth. So make sure you always supplement. If you didn't have feeds this season, make sure the next season you make sure you have some feed stored, so that you can manage this rainy season. So the next thing I want to talk about is the next thing, these ones have just escaped. The kids have just escaped. They have to be taken back into in their own pen, because we are also going to deworm them. So the next thing, the last thing I think I should talk about is stocking. Do not stock. If it's your first time and you do not have experience, please do not stock in the rainy season. Why? Because you remember when you are shifting these goats from one place to another, and remember sometimes where you are shifting them from, the goats are not doing well. Then when you're shifting them, like I always tell you, there's what we call shipping fever. So during this transfer, there's what we call shipping fever. This is the stress they get while being transferred from one place to another. So their immune system is low. So you're taking them to a new place where they don't know, they may receive a new strain of ticks. They may find that there are new feeds which they have to get to get used to. So and remember that their immunity is low, and the season also is not very accommodative and not nice to them, so you may end up losing most of these goats. So please, you can just wait for a few weeks, and this season ends, then you can bring in new goats after that. So just have to have a waiting period for yourself. Just be patient and wait for the rainy season to get done so that you can stock up. So if you're new to this thing, please do not stock during this season. Also, if you're also experienced, of course, sometimes also I would advise you to wait, but when you're experienced, you find ways of dealing with such issues of stocking new goats. So you find that you are stocking all year, the whole year you're stocking. But if you have not gotten experience in this thing, please, I would advise you to wait. Yep. So right now we are going to do our deworming. We are going to do our deworming of our goats, because we want to protect our goats from worms, because worms really disturb goats, and rainy season they multiply very much, and if you do not treat, you will find that your goats have diarrhea, you find that your goats are dying, you find that your goats are cachectic, and so forth. You understand? So let's head to our deworming session, and we shall see you later. So see you, my friends.